Won't lock the door to the room, enjoy having it empty. So this was a few years ago during my freshman year in college. I had worked hard in high school to save up enough cash to buy 2 TVs, a PS4, speakers, kitchen utensils and plates, a futon and a few other smaller items. The college I went to had suite-style living, where each roommate got his own individual room. There were 4 of us, so we had 4 rooms, 2 bathrooms, a small kitchen and a great room, main room. Since I was the first one who moved in, I got unpacked and settled in, making sure to leave plenty of room for everyone to unpack and claim space in the bathrooms and other common areas. I set up one TV, the larger one, in the great room with my PS4, so we could all enjoy it, and I put all my utensils and plates in the kitchen so we could use those as well. I didn't mind sharing my stuff up to this point since I liked to share and put my faith in others. However, I wouldn't be posting here if this trusting nature of mine wasn't changed. On to the story. One night a drunk college kid came barging into our room screaming to the top of his lungs, waking me up. I was about to get out of bed until one roommate, the slob of the group, ran out and kicked him to the hallway, since I left a lot of expensive items in the great room for us to use. This made me fear anyone could walk in and steal my stuff, and that would be the last I would have seen of them. So I asked my roommates to lock the door if no one else was home, and we agreed on it. It worked for a few days until I noticed I walked in and no one was home. But the door wasn't locked. Granted, they would go to a few friends' dorms across the hall, but they had gone out for almost 5 hours. I asked them again, but they blew me off. A 1-to-3 vote doesn't work too well at the college I attended as far as roommate agreements went. So there was nothing I could do. Anyway, there were 3 more instances of dumb young freshmen walking into our dorm and either yelling or passing out on our couch with just the TV on and nothing on it. The straw that broke the camel's back was when I noticed my dishes I was sharing were in the trash along with some stainless steel utensils. As I looked around, I also saw one of the 4 controllers I had was smashed and under the couch, and my remote was totally lost. Never knew what happened to it after all these years. I finally asked them once more to lock the door and to try to respect my things I shared with them. But they blew me off and said, "It's not like you use them. It's basically ours anyway." With this, I got petty, and I mean petty. I started my revenge when they went off to get beer since they wanted to play a new Call of Duty game, can't remember which title. I first started with moving my TV and PS4 into my room, along with everything else I had out there, as well as my futon, which we used as a second couch. It took me about 30 minutes of hard labor, but I finally had a packed dorm room. But man, it looked awesome. But that's my petty part. Time for revenge. After another 20 minutes, they returned with a whole group and they were stoked to play the new COD. Until they noticed the entire great room empty, save for the couch and TV stand. I decided to leave before they got back, but I was receiving calls and texts for almost an hour asking where I was and where all the stuff went. I decided to keep quiet and allow them to embarrass themselves in front of their friends. Not only that, but they confronted me on a few occasions to get me to surrender my items, or else they'd have to pay for new ones out of pocket. None of them worked and sponged off all the snacks I bought for myself, which were now safe under my bed. I merely said, "Oh sorry, but they are now locked behind my room, since that's the only door that is locked in this whole place. I told you, I won't share if it isn't behind a locked room. But now it is." They were very unhappy and spent way more than I did on my items since I got go back to school sales and work discounts on all of my items. I probably paid nearly $1,400 on everything I bought, and they paid nearly $2,100 to get back everything I had shared. And they had to split it all up at the end of the school year. I can one thing for certain. It is fun to see 3 guys fight over a PS4 and a large TV, since they all chipped in to pay for them. Anyways, that's my petty revenge and first post under this thread. Hoped you enjoyed the read. And #X200B. Edit. Wow. Had no idea I would get so many upvotes and want to answer some questions. I have seen a lot of you saying I should have played dumb when they were asking about my stuff disappearing. Which they honestly thought they were entitled to anyway. I was pretty quiet as a freshman and I used to hate confrontation. And one roommate was a bit of a thug with some thug-like friends. And I honestly had no intention of getting involved with that. But they were indeed moochers and I have a plethora of more stories about them. Not revenge, but more of how they left the place and I was more like a housekeeper rather than a roommate since I hate dirty rooms. A little bit of a neat freak, I know. But if anyone wants to hear more of those stories, please tell me a thread to post in the comments or through a DM. Like and subscribe for more.